In my last Shark Bits episode, I asked for some input with regard to a series that I was considering putting together called Back to Basics. And the Back to Basics series would be just short 5-10 minute videos that have to do with very specific setup skills, so that you don't have to search through other videos in order to find, for argument's sake, if you want to know how to use a wiggler. Well, there are plenty of videos out there where people use a wiggler for setting up finding centers, or for locating and drilling a hole or whatever. But you have to look through the whole project video in order to find that. So this would be a database of smaller individual videos with specific tasks in mind. And I got some pretty good feedback on it. As a matter of fact, one of my viewers actually suggested a couple of things that he would like to see. So I'm going to go ahead and try a few and see how they go over. One of the other questions that has come up with regard to my machining background, not asked directly, but through social media. I'm on both Facebook and Instagram, and people have asked questions. And so I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version of my machining background. I could spend an hour talking about it. However, my background primarily has been in the automotive business. I literally cut my teeth in an automotive machine shop. 1956, I was 4 years old. And my father and grandfather purchased the building next door to the building that they were in. They had an auto parts store, and they were wanting to get into some machine work. And there was a restaurant next door that they bought. And so I have very clear recollection of them moving into that building and putting together the machine shop. By the time I was 14, I actually was working for a wage. I started working summers and vacations and so on the whole time I was in high school. And a lot of that time I spent in the machine shop learning my trade. It was my intention to be an industrial arts shop teacher, like Mr. Pete. And I was accepted at Trenton State College in New Jersey, which had a great industrial arts department. And following my first semester in the industrial arts department, I noticed some changes that were happening even at that time. With the shop programs were starting to get defunded in schools and so on and so forth. And I really felt like the future may not be as bright as I was hoping it was. And they had started a new program at the school, and it was called the Engineering Technology Program. And so my second semester in college, I actually transferred into the Mechanical Engineering Technology program. So I actually graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology, which is more of a hands-on approach to mechanical engineering. Since it was run out of the same department as the Industrial Arts Department, I continued to take many of the Industrial Arts classes as electives. So I got a lot of experience there also. When I graduated from school, I went to work full-time in my father's auto parts business and machine shop. specialized in engine building, crankshaft grinding, and balancing. And in addition, because we had a 50-ton press, we did a lot of press work, a lot of shaft straightening, and get her out was a daily job. Every day we had broken bolts, rusted off bolts to take care of, and every once in a while the mechanic would try and do it themselves, and then I had to deal with the broken taps, the broken drills, the broken easy outs. So I have a lot of experience with get her out. The automotive industry changed a lot also, and in 1995 I had taken over the business prior to that, but I had an opportunity to sell the family business. We had been in business for 49 years at that point, and I sold the family business, and the company that bought the business did not want the machine shop. So I ended up liquidating, selling off all of the machinery. I kept a lot of the hand tools and a lot of the precision tools, which I still use in my shop today. And at that time, I went to work for one of the distributor suppliers to my business, and I spent the next 20 years in sales and marketing and consulting type role. But during that whole time, and pretty much while I had the machine shop at the store, I had this shop, very shop that I'm standing in now, was primarily for woodworking. I did a lot of woodworking here. I did have an Atlas metal lathe, which I did some projects. I would bring some stuff home from work every once in a while because it was a little larger than the lathe that I had at work, or a little longer than the lathe I had at work. And then once I got out of the machine shop, I started moving more towards converting this shop to more metalworking. And it has evolved to where it is today, and I'm doing a lot more precision work and of course general machine work. The automotive machining is a lot of remachining. It's a little different philosophy. You resize cylinders, you hone out connecting rods and resize connecting rods, you regrind crankshafts, you regrind valves. There's a lot of grinding, precision grinding done. Typically would work to 3/10 of a thousandth in as far as precision honing and my crankshaft grinding and so on. So I'm no stranger to the machine shop, and I'm hoping that I can help to pass along some of those skills to you.